I think this is good. I think. Wait, why is there? Hold on. Hey y'all! Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name's Shama, and today I'm doing a video a little bit different than how I usually do. I usually do vlogs and poetry. Today I want to do more of like a sit down. And yeah, I want to do more of like a sit down video with y'all and talk to you about my experience in university. Give you some, mostly focus on like giving y'all like tips and stuff. This video is more for people who are end of high school, about to go to university, or university are struggling a bit. And maybe a slight like comparison with university and law school, but I won't really get into that too much just because like honestly I don't feel like I have a lot to say yet, like as a 1L. I just don't think so. But yeah, so let me get into it. So like I said, my name is Shama. I am a 1L. I don't think I ever told you guys this. I feel like you can see it in my video, but maybe you haven't noticed, but I go to McGill at the law faculty. I'm in my second semester of my first year. I went to McGill for my undergrad. I did a double major, so I did what am I saying? We'll get to that. But I did a double major in international development and gender and social justice studies. Now, I've been trying to get into law school since I'm like 17. I've been trying to get in for a while now. So like when I came to McGill, actually my undergrad, I wasn't supposed to be there. I had applied to go to law school and to skip my undergrad, but God had other plans, so that was a no. Maybe I'll talk about that one day, but it's just to say that when I came in, I planned to major in political science and international development. International development, like I said, that's what I majored with. That was never an issue. Political science, on the other hand, that was a problem. That was an issue. I was under the false belief that I think a lot of people who are like pre-law or who want to go into law, you think that you have to do political science. That's a lie. It's a big lie. It would have saved me so much pain if I would have known. I mean, to be quite frank, I'm sure some people told me, but like I just didn't trust them. But like as someone currently in law school, I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you, like, listen, if you're about to pick your major, I'm telling you, don't do it. And I don't, like, I'm not talking badly about like political science. If it's something that interests you, obviously go for it. Like that's what university is for. Like do the things that interest you. But if it does not, it won't do anything extra to your transcripts, like at all. Yeah, so like my first week, for, like a great example, my first week right of law school, I come in and everyone's saying their majors. I'm hearing early childhood education. I'm hearing biology. I'm hearing I'm just hearing there's musicians in my class, y'all. Like I'm hearing all these things. So like, don't worry. Do what interests you. Do not worry about, like, you do not have to go into political science. So that would be like my first tip. I don't even really consider that a tip. I just feel like that's the prerequisite to even get to the real tips. Like that's just, don't go to political science if you don't want it. It was actual hell. Actual hell, okay? So yeah, I did that for my first semester, really very, very quickly. Like a couple weeks, less than a month in, I knew this wasn't for me. I knew it wasn't for me. The thing is, like, I've never done university before, obviously, so I didn't know if it was just the university experience that was tripping me out or if it was that major specifically. But I just knew something needed to change, y'all. It was really bad. And so I just knew right away, like, I wouldn't, like, I'm not gonna major in this, like, for real. Like, I'm gonna need to switch out. So like, to tell you how serious this is, I switched out, like I changed my major like a month and a half into school. Like, obviously didn't change anything in my current classes, but I was already set next semester. I didn't even want to wait for the full year. I was set next semester to be to change into gender and social justice studies. So I kept my other major, my international development, and then I added that one on, and I completely removed political science. Best decision of my life. I love my majors. So yeah, that's something I would say. Let me just say something else. First week, 2 weeks of school are going to be hectic. And all you're thinking, yeah, I know it's going to be... No, you're not listening. It's going to be ridiculously hectic. Every first 2 week is like crazy. It doesn't matter if your first year is your third year, it's always going to be crazy. In your third or second year, it might not be as bad, but it's not because it's actually not bad. It's just because you're used to it at this point, if that makes sense. And that's just because, I don't know how all the other universities do it, but at McGill, you get your syllabus at like midnight the day before class. So there's that. So you don't know like anything. I guess you get into class having just read over that syllabus for the first time. So you don't have your books yet. You don't know what to expect. And like a lot of professors just don't like consider that. So they're just like, yeah, so the readings for next class. And it's like, my God, like I don't even have books yet. Like, and do not buy books before that first class. Do not. Don't. Because some professors are very, very nice and they'll let you know right off the gate. They're like, listen, you're only going to need that book for like 5 classes. If you only need a book for like 5 classes, it's worth the headache, in my opinion, to like rent it out, to get it from the library, or sometimes they have like books on reserve. So those are like books for courses where the librarian knows that a lot of people are going to want it. So they put it on reserve just for the people in that class. The only downside about that is that you can only have it for 3 hours. And you can't take it out of the library. But I would say it's worth it. Like, it's 112% worth it. Even if it's a book for the semester, in my opinion, if you're trying to save some coins, it's worth it. Just organize. The one thing you'd have to do if you have a class like that is that's the class you're going to have to be in advance on. That's the class that you're going to have to start the readings a week in advance. That way you have 7 days to go get the book. And then if someone else has it, it's fine because you have 6 days and you come back and you have 5. And like, just, you all get the picture. But just to say, like, you give yourself time because obviously you're sharing it with 300, 400, 600 other people or whatever. So, yeah. And you don't even really gotta worry like that because a lot of people don't do their readings for a semester. I don't know how. I don't know how that's a thing. That would have stressed me out. But yeah, a lot of people don't, so I don't think that would be a problem, or renting it out. One other tip I would give, and I didn't do this, but I know a lot of other people do. If you're more of like an extrovert and you're more like social, maybe this will work more for you. One of the things I learned in law school, I didn't know this, but like they had a group chat all summer. I didn't know. So they've been hanging out, like giving each other tips and stuff, and I had no idea. So it's worth it to like go on Facebook and like try to find someone else in your major, or just someone in general, or not someone, but like a group in general that from people from your university, so that you can just get tips and stuff. It's worth it, honestly. If I went back, maybe I would have done that, maybe. But yeah, it's definitely worth it to try that out. Just say all that to say, your first 2 weeks gonna be busy. Like I said, you have to wait until that first class to even start looking for your books. And I guess if you're someone who has the means, it's not that stressful like the first 2 weeks because you can just buy the book, do your readings, and you're good to go. However, the rest of us who might have less heavy pockets can find this to really be a struggle because you have to like try to get the cheapest book, but get it at the fastest, like within like the fastest time that you can, because you have to do the readings and this and that. And so yeah, it's a stressful time, but all I can say is like, you can't change that. Like, as with everything in life, you have to know what you can and you can't change. You can't change the fact that the first 2 weeks are gonna be busy. That being said, you can change your attitude about it. Change your outlook, modify your expectations, because there's no reason to expect to get so much done in the first 2 weeks when it's already busy. You know what I'm saying? So like, just focus on doing the best you can. The moment will pass. It will be better. Get your books and do your readings as soon as you can. Try to find books on Facebook. If your school has any like informal way of like selling books from older students or whatever the case might be, like all that. Library, your school bookstore, wherever they like sell you books, they might buy your books back. So when you're in your second or third year, you could go and sell your books back to them. I don't think they'll give you that much, honestly, but you could try that. Now, I'm just coming from McGill point of view. I don't know how these other schools do it, but if you can choose your classes, because I don't know, some universities are weird, or was it colleges? Anyway, some places are weird. But when you choose your classes, if you can, try to get blocks of 3. Let me explain. So, per class, and I'm talking about a normal 3-credit class, you have to do 3 hours of class per week. And usually the way that they go about it is that they split up those 3 hours to 2 classes per week of an hour and a half. Now, that's great, that's fine, it's whatever. But if you can get it down to just 1 3-hour class, it will save so much of your time, especially if you're someone who have like family responsibilities, like you work a lot, you just have things outside of school that are going on, business, whatever the case might be. It saves so much of your time because it cuts down your time to be on campus by 50%. So I feel, cuts it down by 50%? Yeah, it cuts down your time to be on campus by 50%. So personally, I feel like it's worth it. I've never regretted taking 3-hour block classes. As soon as, I think even like as early as my second semester, I was taking at least 1 class 3 hours. I think one semester I took 2 or 3. Like, it's worth it, y'all. If you can, I don't think, not all courses will offer it, but the ones that do, take it. Take it. Because I'm let me just tell you a little something. Okay? I know 3 hours sounds very long, and you're like, nah, like I don't want to be in class for that long. You won't be. A lot of these professors that do 3 hours classes, they don't want to be here for 3 hours straight either. The number of time I've been let out of class literally like an hour earlier, like an hour and a half earlier, like they don't want to be there they don't want to stay that long, and they tend to like lecture for 40 minutes and be like, oh, that's really long, guys, let's take like a 10-15 minute break, and then you come back, you have like 30 minutes more of class, and they let you go. Like, it's really, I'm telling you right now, it's worth it. You don't get as much done as if it was 2 classes, in my opinion. Obviously, I've never taken 1 class in 2 ways, you know what I mean? Like, I've never taken a 3-hour block for class A and then a 1.5 block for class A, so I can't like do the comparison. But compared to like other classes, like class A to class B, it's worth it, in my opinion. Just take the 3 hours, take it. You won't regret it. You don't need 4 months of break. You don't. Like, it's not a thing. You do not need it. And I'm not talking about people with like family obligations, with businesses and stuff. It's different. You might need it. But for the rest of us regular folk, like, you don't need 4 months break. Take summer classes. Just take summer classes. Just take it. Even you're sitting here like, I don't know, just take it. Thank me later and just take it now. It's the best decision you can make. Because if you're planning on graduating within the time slot, like if you're in an American school, 4 years, if you're in a Canadian or Quebec university, it's 3 years. But if you want to like finish within that time, you have to take 5 classes a semester, 10 classes a year. That's a lot. That's a lot, y'all. 5 classes a semester it's a lot, especially if you're working, if you're trying to like volunteer, be part of clubs in sports and just have time to live. Like, it's a lot. So if you can take at least 1, if not 2, I'd even push it and say 3. I'd even push it and say 3 summer classes if you can. Because think about it, even because summer classes are only like a month and a week or a month and a half or something like that. You take 2, you still have a little bit less than 2 months summer vacation. I feel like that's a lot. And also, like, taking 1 accelerated summer class isn't the same as 5 classes, and you've been doing all semester, you've been doing 5 classes. So I feel like it's easier to manage, and you can still work like you want. You can still see your friends. It's not like it's so hard that you won't have time for anything else. I mean, obviously that depends on like what class you take, but for the most part, I feel like I think the last thing I want to say, and the reason I wanted to do this video is I cannot remember her name. I didn't know about her until I heard of her passing. But the Miss USA and the lawyer who had committed suicide. And yeah, I was watching someone's vlog, and they're talking about someone else who in university also committed suicide because of like the pressure and everything. School's a lot, and like I really just want to I want to be able to give y'all tips so you know what to expect, and you can like mitigate the stresses as much as possible. It doesn't have to be that hard, and like just like reach out for help, because the last thing I do want to say is like your first semester to first year is extremely hard. And I'm not wishing this on anyone, and if you go to university and it's not hard for you at all, that's beautiful, and like I wish that for everyone. But from my experience, first semester was extremely, extremely, extremely hard. Just like, it was bad, y'all. Like, it was really, really hard. I think mostly it had to do with the fact that I was in a major that I did not like, aka political science. But it just felt very never ending. It just felt like I was putting in a lot of work and nothing was coming out. It just felt like I was working all the time. I remember getting up at like 6 a.m. being, on campus by 7, having class all day, and then being at the library till midnight to rush home to continue to study. And like, it's just like this never ending feeling, and just feeling like every day was exactly the same. And like, you feel like so much time will pass. You're like, okay, like a month has gone by and it's been a week. And I'm like, really? Like, it was really a hard time. I think if someone would have told me like what to expect, it would have made things a bit better, because knowing what to expect, or you can manage your expectations. So yeah, I'm lucky. Like, I had family, I had friends, I had support all the way, but like it was really bad, y'all. Like, I remember like telling a friend, I'm like, if this is how if this is how university is, I don't know about this law school business. I don't know about that. And like, I was half joking, but part of me like was for real. And one thing to say about that, for anyone who is watching this and is nervous, don't be nervous, because like my first year of law school was less challenging than my first semester in my undergrad. So if you are someone who's about to go to university and you are determined to go to law school, don't worry. You're going to be just fine, because I had that same stress as well of like, if I can't even manage this, how am I going to manage law school? And like, when I tell you guys, like, I'm doing fine. Like, it's challenging, but like, it's manageable, and it feels nothing like undergrad, like my first semester of undergrad. So I feel like that's really, really important to say. Like, talking to my mom, like, it got so bad. Y'all don't understand. Like, I gave up on political science like a month in, and I was talking to her like a few weeks before finals, and I'm like, at this point, I just want finals to come. Like, I was okay with finals being the next day, and it was supposed to be in like 3 weeks. I'm like, I'm fine with it being the next day. I'm like, I'm just done. Like, I don't even care if I get a good grade. I just want it to be over. I could fail. I don't care. I just want it to be over. Like, it was difficult. Yeah. I got through it, and I feel like that's the thing that was so hard in first semester. For some reason, it just felt like it would never end. Like, I don't mean to laugh, but like, it literally just felt like it would never end. And I feel like that maybe that's the thing that comes with age, because like now, in law school, even when it gets hard, I'm like, oh, this is gonna end. Like, regardless of the outcome, like, the days are gonna go by, the semester is going to end, like, everything's gonna be okay. But before, like, in my first semester, it literally just almost felt like I was reliving the same day. I just want to tell you guys, like, your mental health is very, 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 very important. School in comparison means nothing. Reach out for help. Reach out, family, friends, everything. For people who are either in university or about to go to university and you want to go to law school, please do not let anything I said scare you, because like that's literally not the point. I feel like the hardest part of any dream or aspiration is wanting it. And if you want it with everything in you, you've done the hardest part. And everything else, you just got to be motivated by your desire to have your goal be fulfilled. So like, I'm just here to tell you, like, you got this. You're going to do great. Like, you're already there. Like, you got this. It's a learning curve, and things are going to be difficult. But something they always say in law school is like, things are difficult, but you're capable of doing difficult things. So I feel like that's very, very important. Just because something's hard doesn't mean it can't be enjoyable. I definitely feel that in law school now. Like, things are hard, but I'm still having like a relatively good time, you know? So I just wanna let y'all know that, like, you got this. University is difficult, but it's nothing you can't handle, and it really just comes down to getting adjusted to a new environment, to a new pace. You know, things are a bit quicker and things like that, but it's nothing you can't handle. So yeah, I just want to tell you all that. So yeah, on that note, thank you guys for watching me. Thank you for being on this journey with me, and I hope you stay. So see y'all next video. Bye, y'all. Wait, why is there... Hold on. Not me falling. Hold up. That should be good, but why is there like a glare in front of my face? This is gonna irritate me. Should I get closer? Now I feel like I'm way too close. Is that fine? What is that glare? Man, I'm running against the sun, y'all. Ew. 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 Today I want to do more like a sit down, and y'all, I'm out of breath. Woo! Oh, and what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's me against the world type, so I just kind of figured things out on my own. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna come back to that. You do not need 4 hours of break. That's the one like really great thing about university. You get 4 months. Did I say 4 hours? My bad, y'all. 4 months. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, on that note, in the sun setting, oh my gosh, I beat the sun by like this. Did y'all see how I kept coming forward? It's because the sun's trying to block me out. What do you say?